Are you too old to start playing guitar? Wow, let's talk about that. Hi, my name is David Wallerman. Welcome to this channel, which is all about helping guitar players like yourself find their voice on the instrument, develop it to tell their own musical story. And today we're talking about how old is too old to start playing. Honestly, I don't think you're too old to start playing. Let's get that out of the way. But let's talk a little bit about why some people might think that they are too old to start playing. I've had this question asked a lot more in recent years. I think it has to do with YouTube and the rise of electric guitar technique. I call that the Guitar Hero generation, where it started with the video games, and they approached guitar, a lot of them, like a video game, which is cool. And their technique is really mind-blowing. And yeah, if you're someone a little older wanting to pick up the guitar, you might think, I'm never going to get there. Well, first of all, think about it. Yes, you can. You can get there. If kids pick up the guitar at age 13 and at age 14 they start playing those incredible pieces, you can do it too. I think what that question really comes down to is, what is your goal when picking up the guitar? And that goal is going to change. I remember when I started, my goal was to play Metallica songs at the time. I thought if I could reach that level, I'm good. I can play anything I want. And then I realized that I was wrong, because my goal had changed. And nothing against Metallica, I still like them. But I learned new things and my vocabulary changed a little bit. My taste changed, and not better, just changed. Goals change. And if you've been playing for a few years, you know that once you reach the goal, you probably forgot about that goal because you have a new one in mind. So if you're an older person, older than 15 or whatever, and you're wondering, is it too late for me? Well, no, of course not. The goal that you have today, you're going to be able to reach that. And then that goal is going to change anyways. The journey always continues. You've heard that before. It's an endless journey. It's just like books. Do you guys like to read? If you like to read, you pick up a book, and then you might start with super simple books, and then you move on to more complex books. And once you read the most complex book that you can think of, you still want to read? Yeah. Why? Is it because of the way that the book is written? The choice of words? Is it because the words are complicated that you like to read? Probably not. It's probably because of the stories behind it. Now, yeah, some elements of style are important. What kind of vocabulary is used? Does that speak to you? Can you relate to that or not? But in the end, it's the story that counts. And this is exact same musically. So in a way, I would say that if you're an older person who wants to pick up the guitar, you have the advantage of life experience that is going to get into your music. You have certain wisdom that a 13-year-old doesn't have yet. And if you learn how to translate that life experience into music, then you have something that a 13-year-old will never have. Yes, some kids are awesome at reproducing some really difficult licks and awesome technically, but then ask them to improvise over something, and there's something lacking. The story is lacking in that. And that's really important. That's something that is in your advantage. Okay, I know that some of you are thinking that, yes, it's true that older people might have more to say, but just picking up the guitar at a certain age, even though if you have a lot to say, doesn't make it easier to say it on the guitar. You need to be able to communicate those emotions musically. We're not talking about voice here. Your voice is the guitar, and how do you translate all that experience that you've had on the guitar? It's true, it does take time, but it doesn't take as much time as you might think. What it takes is focus, working towards that goal. And I think that's probably what musicians should work towards, be able to express themselves musically. That's why I created this channel, really. I think really behind the question, am I too old to start playing, hides an unhealthy thought. Not your fault, we all do it, but there's some kind of unhealthy comparison with others. And I've seen that a lot with guitar. We've all seen it. Egos and things like that. We've all experienced that. And I think if you start comparing yourself with other players, it can lead to an unhealthy route, because you're starting to feel that what you have to say, the way you play, is not good enough. And I get emails almost daily, people asking me, man, how can I play the way you play? And I really don't like those questions, because the answer is you won't be able to, because you're not me. I don't mean it in a bad way. On the contrary, if you're trying to play like me, you're really short-selling yourself, because nobody can play the way you play, and it would be such a shame not to develop that aspect of your playing. And regardless of the age, you are you. And I think if you have an interest in playing music, that means that you have that something to give to the world, and work towards that regardless of where you're at. It doesn't matter. People can be touched by your music at whatever age. Focus on being able to deliver whatever's inside of you through this instrument, through the tool. Yes, learn the techniques, learn licks, learn theory, but not just that, not with the only goal of reproducing that like a robot. You'll be able to if you spend enough time, but I think you're missing out on other things. And I think if you're a certain age and wanting to start playing, that's where your strength is, because you've got so much more to say musically than a 12-year-old who starts picking up the guitar. So that's in your favor. Yes, pick up an instrument, whether it's guitar or whatever else. If you have an interest in music, you're not too old. There's no age. You're going to be great. It's so much fun. It really enriches your life if you don't fall into the traps of unhealthy comparison and discouragement and all that. Don't. Thank you so much for watching this video. If this was your first visit, I would love for you guys to subscribe, because I have about 3 videos every week that are encouraging, hopefully, and helping musicians like yourself find their voice on the instrument, the guitar in this case, develop it to tell your own musical story. You have something beautiful to say. Nobody else can say it the way you say it on the guitar. I'll see you next time.